and I'm getting mighty tired of your trifling ways and of listening to that jackass Bray.
So that y'all could see. Let me back it up a little bit. Saying that I have no service. And then I got that scam likely call. Those are the calls that Donald Trump be making to people to check and see if their phone lines work. And this is the home number that I called. And now my phone says no service. So I'm about to handle my phone business so that everything can be back on, because there's no reason why I shouldn't have phone service. My phone bill is paid all the way to November, and I have a prepaid line, so this is unacceptable. I'm making sure that I take footage of this and also put it on my YouTube page as well, because I am being forced to silence, and people are making all kind of threats on my Google voicemail accounts. Yeah, Google voice numbers aren't the same as regular landline, phone line, cell numbers. And people that know that are trying to take advantage by making all kind of threats. In fact, let's show them, because I'm on live. And so unless you watching my lives, you'd have to watch my live to know. Somebody from a 619 number is pretending to be a detective from LAPD. They can't even spell Anderson correct. They couldn't even spell my name correct. And this is the same game that Carmen Barton, comedian Carmen Barton, tried to pull back in 2008 when I was about to beat her ass, her fat ass, over a gig with Tony Rock. Tony was being friendly with me. I wasn't interested in Tony sexually or any of those type of things. Tony honestly was just cool people is what happened. Chris Rock was one of my favorite comedians at one point. And I honestly got to rub shoulders with Chris a couple times as a grinding comedian. And truth be told with you, Chris wasn't pleasant. I'm going to just keep it 1,000. Chris wasn't pleasant. Chris wasn't sociable, personable, nothing. Chris was kind of standoffish. I respected that because he has the right to be however he wants to be. Just because he was one of my favorite comedians doesn't mean that he has to be all happy-go-lucky, joy, because I'm around. You see what I'm saying? And so when I met Chris, and I've met Chris on 3 different occasions, honestly, it was always underwhelming. Always. Chris was just an asshole, period. I'm going to just be real. His brother Tony, though, was cool. Tony was a party guy. Tony was social. Tony was somebody who really, he loves the grind of comedy. He just loves the shit. Tony really, comedy, fills him up inside. He loves to see comics grinding. He loves to see comics get in it. And he loves to see new comics, really go for it. And one of the things Tony always used to say was, man, I love comedy too, and I just want to be taken seriously. I ain't never been trying to just go off my name. I'm trying to, do my thing. And truth be told, Tony Rock freestyle is hilarious. He can just riff and shit, and that's why he hosts a lot, because he's quick. He's hilarious. And he said if Tracy Morgan never gave him a shot, then he wouldn't even, be in stand-up the way he is, just on the level he's on. It took Tracy Morgan to be like, yo, nigga, come on. So that's the Tony Rock, backdrop of all of this shit. So Pete, back in about 2007 or whatever, Carmen was trying to get a guest spot on Tony's show. And she just created this whole situation out of nothing. Tony was like, yeah, I'm always putting new comics on or whatever. And so she did that, right? And that's what it was. And I was still sitting there, and Tony was sitting there. I'm like, yo, you just be throwing comics up like that? He was like, yeah, I'm always trying to give comics a look. I was like, yo, I want a show. And he was like, okay, cool. So he put me on a show or whatever. Then Tony calls me and was like, yo, which one did you want to do, the Friday or the Saturday? I'm like, I want to do Saturday. I got to work on Friday, whatever. He was like, yo, I told homegirl that she could have that, whatever. I hit her up. And I was like, hey, Tony hit me up, asking me about, the set or whatever. He said Saturday or whatever. Are you still cool to do that, or what's going on? And she took it all the way. I don't need to speak with you. If he say I'm booked, then I'm booked. I ain't got to talk to you. I could talk to Tony and all of that. And I was like, this is way too much drama over a guest spot. Like, it ain't that serious at all. So then she comes and starts making all kind of threats. She shows up to the improv. She embarrasses herself. She brings her mama. She was saying, oh, I got an agent and this person coming to see me. They coming to see me because I'm doing big things. The show comes, wasn't no agent, wasn't no nobody. It was her and her mama. Her and Tony end up arguing in the motherfucking dressing room for like 2 hours or whatever. And he was like, yo, bitch, whatever you want to do, you could do it, but get away from me. Like, you ain't gonna never, like, we don't rock with each other no more. We ain't gonna never work together again. And then Tony was like, man, your girl is tripping. What up? And so she was like, yeah, well, do whatever you want to do. You just doing that because you want to fuck her. This was Carmen. You just doing that because you want to fuck her. Because you want to fuck her. Bitch, just because you feel unattractive does not mean people giving me opportunities means that they want to fuck me. Period. I'm attractive. I think I'm very cute. But I'm not cute to everybody. Period. There's some people that look at me and be like, okay. Like, just like people was looking at you and made you feel ugly. So ugly that you had to hate on another woman. But that's like old beef. That's like shit that, like, you know, they hit me with it with like, and like the Matrix, I did like that and it went like that. And I know for a fact it still bothers her because she went out and bought an ass and did all this other stuff, and that's great, God bless. But Dwight, the one who was like the one who wanted to be my manager super bad, who was the one that I accused of sexual harassment, was Tony's right hand. And always went everywhere with Tony. And Tony is the celebrity. Tony is the one that got the Rock last name. Tony is the cool one, not Dwight. But Dwight always hung with Tony and was getting love and pussy off of his fame, off his love. Because that's how niggas do. Because that's that low life, you know. People was trying to do that same stuff with Rail. People was trying to do that same stuff with that's what people do. There's a gang of people hanging around Fifth trying to do that shit. Just trying to get the love. Because I'm with so-and-so. Dwight was one of them dudes. And he couldn't get what he wanted from me. And like all of these niggas are in cahoots together. They got Kevin Hart. They got all these motherfuckers together. And, you know, God bless. And everybody is loyal to their little alignments and their friends and all of this other shit. But y'all gonna stay the fuck out my phone and the fuck out my life. Like this shit here. And what reminded me of this is because her and Grady got together and did this shit to me back in 2007. And it happened so long ago and that I didn't care. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, when it happened, in the moment, I was like, what the fuck are they on? You know? And then, you know, I talked to my best friend about it. So she knows about this. So she knows all about this. So me and her don't fuck with each other and we've parted ways. So she could totally befriended them and all of this because she's trying to save her ass because she probably getting sued. But yeah, this is what's happening. And we're watching you. Donald Trump has sent us a mission to gather your information and da-da-da-da. Which there is some truth to that. Because I know things about him that I wouldn't possibly know if I didn't have extrasensory abilities. So all these motherfuckers is working together. And this is why they go so hard on my social media. This is why you'll see a bunch of people following me. And it's like, well, why don't y'all unfollow her? They can't. They're invested. They can't. They've taken up bets and went into debt and all kind of shit over me. Because I loved somebody with no strings attached. And now everybody's trying to make me feel like I'm the dumbest bitch alive for loving that nigga with no strings attached. Like, bitch, what's wrong with you? Why would you love him? Ew. No strings attached. What the fuck? Like, the nigga's ugly. The nigga's bro. He's fronting. He's in debt. Bitch, you didn't know that? Do I sound like Kevin Hart when I say it? I hope so. You ain't know that? Anyway, so this is what's happening. And it's a gang of people trying to get, these are my Google things. So for the people that was like, I thought you said you changed your phone number. Yeah, I got a phone line with a phone provider, a cell phone provider. And these are the text messages, the endless text messages that people were sending and threatening me with via Google Voice. For all the 70-year-olds out there who are in politics, who are trying to frame me and frame other people because y'all don't know how the internet works. Yeah, Google Voice functions as a regular phone number until you put a block on it. So yeah, the whole time that's what I was doing. Damn. Yeah, so what you on Vegas? So what you on? Seeing you in Vegas was trying to holler, but you seem occupied and lying about what Fifth gonna do or what Fifth did. Stop lying to yourself and get mental health. You see me in Vegas and you're texting me. You see me in Vegas and you're texting me. I didn't give you my number, but okay. What he can do, what he want with a woman that can do stuff herself, got a restraining order. How? I don't know him, right? I don't even live in the same city. You got to live in the same city to get restraining orders on people. But person from an 870 number doing all this. I was just about to post a video that I made in the Apple Store about cutting it off and just letting it go because I just want to be happy and live my own life. But be safe and know it's not a threat. You need to save your money wisely and stop buying Starbucks like you live there or something. You need to save your money wisely and stop buying Starbucks like you live. Yeah, but when I sit in places like this and work on my stuff, I was getting sabotaged. But I need to save my money. I was saving my money. Why everybody worry about my money? Who the fuck are you? This is me. Who the fuck are you? I didn't give this number out. Let's bag up so we can. This is the first time in a long time Facebook don't want to mess up the call. Who the fuck are you? I didn't give this number out. How did you get it? Who the fuck do you work for? Fuck off. Get out my phone. You put it on Instagram. I don't have an Instagram no more. Not my fault if Fifth don't want you, but have a nice babe. Run to Instagram and tell that. I ain't put a number on Instagram in a long time, and that account got snatched. So you kept my number from an account that got snatched? You saw me in Vegas. Let's go back. You saw me in Vegas and tried to holler. Let's start there. Saw you in Vegas, was trying to holler, but you seemed occupied and lying about what Fifth gonna do. So
And I'm getting mighty tired of your trifling ways and of listening to that jackass Bray.